A lot of people want to be successful, but not too many people actually go ahead and take the steps to get there. Success leaves clues is one of my favorite principles, and it's incredibly simple. You see, when someone is successful at something, they've already figured out how to do it. So if you want to follow their path, all you have to do is look back and see what steps they took to get where they are. And if you can duplicate those steps, you can duplicate their results. This is the fastest way to get anywhere in life. Yet most people never take this approach. Instead, they try to figure everything out on their own. They read random motivational books, watch random YouTube videos, and try to apply these random principles to their life without ever knowing whether or not they even worked for the person who wrote the book or said it in the YouTube video. Here's the deal. If you want to become successful, then study what works. Don't just waste time trying things on your own that may or may not work. Look for clues of what has worked for others and then replicate it. Now, before we dive into this topic, allow me to ask you a quick question. What kind of things do you want to be successful in? Maybe you want to be successful in terms of money. Maybe you want to be successful with the opposite sex. Maybe you want to be successful in terms of starting a business. Or maybe you want to be successful with your fitness. Whatever it might be, write it down in the comment section below, because once you're done watching this video, I want you to go out there and become successful in whatever area you choose. Now let's talk about why success leaves clues and why you should use it to your advantage. The first reason is because you don't have to reinvent the wheel. Let's say you wanted to start a brick and mortar business. In order to do so, you would need to find a good location, find suppliers for your product or service, hire employees, develop a brand, market your business, and the list goes on. But the fact is that somebody else has already done all of this before you. Some of them did it 100 years ago, and some of them did it yesterday. And that means that you can learn from their mistakes or their successes. For example, if you were going to open up a pizza shop, you could learn from someone who has already opened and run a pizza shop. You can ask them about their experience, what their biggest challenges were, how they overcame them, and what they would do differently next time. By doing this, you will save yourself a lot of time, effort, and money. You can essentially shorten your learning curve by simply talking to someone who has already gone through the process. The second reason why success leaves clues is because you can learn from both successes and failures. We tend to glamorize success, and we often think that only winners are worthy of our attention. But the truth is that you can learn just as much from failures as you can from successes. Sometimes you can learn more from a failure than you can from a success. Think about it. Would you rather listen to someone who has never failed in business and is giving you advice on how to succeed? Or would you rather listen to someone who has failed several times but learned valuable lessons from each failure? I know who I would rather listen to. When you examine a person's life who has achieved great success, you will always find failures along the way. It's a very important part of their story. If you only focus on the successes and ignore the failures, you're not getting the full picture. And as a result, you won't be able to truly understand what made them successful in the first place. So whenever you're looking for clues to help you achieve success, make sure you look at both the successes and the failures. Now that you understand the benefits of looking for clues, let's talk about where you can actually find them. First off, you can find clues in books. Books are an extremely powerful tool. There is no other medium out there that can give you such high-quality information from people who are highly experienced in their field for such a low price. You can learn from the experiences of doctors, lawyers, businessmen, spiritual leaders, influencers, and so on for less than the price of a cup of coffee. And the same thing applies to audio programs, podcasts, and online courses. Just avoid wasting your time on any material that teaches you how to get rich quick, how to double your money in 2 weeks, or how to attract women without even having a job. If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. On the other hand, if you can find books, podcasts, or courses that teach you proven strategies that other people have used to achieve success, you'll be able to shortcut your own path. Another place you can find clues is by observing people in real life. Now, obviously, it's easier said than done. If you live in a small town where everyone's average, then it can be difficult to find role models to look up to. But if you live in a bigger city, then you will have more opportunities to observe people who are more advanced than you. Take notice of their body language, their style of dress, the way they carry themselves, and the things they talk about. These are all clues that can tell you a lot about the type of person they are and the level of success they've achieved. Now, personally, I am not a fan of the phrase, keep your friends close and your enemies closer, because I believe you shouldn't even have enemies to begin with. However, I do agree that it is important to stay connected to people who are in a similar position as you, as well as people who are ahead of you. As far as staying connected to people who are in a similar position as you, it's important to have people like that in your life for support. People who are going through the same things as you are can provide you with emotional support and practical advice. On the other hand, staying connected to people who are ahead of you allows you to benefit from their experiences. You can learn from their mistakes, gain new insights, and get motivated by their successes. And finally, another place you can find clues is right here on YouTube. Although it's really important to avoid the bad information that's spread across YouTube, there is a lot of good information as well. So as long as you know what you're looking for, you can benefit greatly from watching videos. Just remember that while it is important to watch videos for entertainment and to stay up to date on current events, you should avoid watching videos that don't add any value to your life. Instead, focus on watching videos that educate you or videos that inspire you to take action. Now, I know you might be thinking, what if I don't have anyone to look up to? What if I don't know anyone successful? Well, then you have the unique opportunity to blaze your own trail. Even though you might not have anyone to directly copy, you still have access to all the books, all the podcasts, all the courses, and all the YouTube videos ever created. So use that to your advantage. Research what other people have done to become successful, and then find your own style of doing things. In the end, becoming successful is not about reinventing the wheel. It's about finding a vehicle that will get you where you want to go. And there are plenty of vehicles to choose from. All you have to do is look around and see which one works best for you. Remember, success leaves clues. So if you want to be successful, then look for those clues. Study them, embrace them, and use them to your advantage. With that said, until next time, thanks for watching.